let's go, because you know what I came in to do.
I don't get paid for overtime. I'm here to fight.
What did you make of Wilder's comments? Only that recently, almost, I think it's fair to say, he was kind of downplaying Joe's victory in some respects. I'm sure you would have seen what Deontay had said. What did you make about that?
Yeah, I know what he meant, like, none of us really did anything, but Joe punched him up and down the place, and he wasn't able to do anything. He didn't really do anything. He kind of ended the fight, like, took a good hiding and was happy to get out of it.
Did Parker pick up...
This shit is getting crazy out here, man. I can't believe this shit.
Did Parker pick up that overhand from Derek Chisora? That's a Chisora overhand.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Wilder's just running. Wilder's just running. Wilder's just running, bro. He's not even trying to throw a jab. You're not even trying to throw a jab. That's not a jab. Great left hook by Parker after Wilder attacks. This is why Wilder ain't opening up, because he knows there's a counter there. The counter is right hook. Great shot by Wilder. He tried the overhand right. Parker not phased. Parker not phased.
3 rounds to go.
As Wilder running around.
No.
I almost scored a single round for him so far.
Wilder coming back, our American heavyweight coming back on the 15th. Is it hard to come back from a KO loss and still be yourself?
What is hard to come back is you got to learn how to fucking box before you come back.
The fight was boring because Wilder was boring. What more did Parker need to do? Parker landed 41% of his power punches, 35% of all punches thrown. Wilder landed 28% of his power punches and 19% of total punches thrown. He landed 3 punches a round on average, Wilder. Wilder came in the ring with Malik Scott. Malik ain't no coach of any repute. I'm not impressed. Wilder said he was in training the next day. The fight was so undemanding. So why hasn't he got another fight ready if he was so untroubled by Parker? When was that fight? In December. Nothing announced. So on Friday, can Anthony Joshua go 5-1 up on Tyson Fury? 4 common opponents. Kevin Kingpin Johnson, Dillian Whyte, Vladimir Klitschko, Otto Wallin, of which AJ has stopped all. Fury only has a stoppage over Dillian Whyte. Kingpin Johnson took Tyson Fury 12 rounds in 2012, unanimous decision. He was stopped in 2 by Anthony Joshua in 2015. 22nd of April 2022. Dillian Whyte was TKO'd by Tyson Fury in 6 in a WBC title defense. He was stopped in 7 by Anthony Joshua in 2015 with the British title at stake. Vladimir Klitschko was outpointed by Tyson Fury and became unified champion in November 2015. Klitschko was stopped in 11 by Anthony Joshua in 2017 with 2 title belts on the line. 14th of September 2019, Tyson Fury outpointed Otto Wallin over 12 rounds. 12th of December last year, Anthony Joshua stopped Otto Wallin in 5. Minuses and pluses on both sides. Fury had a slightly easier time against Dillian than Anthony Joshua did. He also had an easier time against Vlad. Joshua was knocked down by Vladimir Klitschko. Fury hasn't been knocked down by none of these opponents. While at the same time, Wallin nearly stopped Fury. It was a punch that landed and cut Fury really bad over the right eye. And he actually shook Tyson Fury a couple of times. AJ blew him away. AJ had to go life and death with Vlad, while Fury was able to contain Vlad and did enough to get a points victory. Kingpin Johnson was never seriously troubled by Tyson Fury. Survived the distance comfortably, but against Anthony Joshua, got obliterated. Fury only has 1 registered knockdown against all 4 common opponents, while AJ floored Kingpin Johnson, floored Dillian, floored Vlad multiple times. Wallin stayed on his feet and retired. The 1 knockdown Fury scored against common opponents was Dillian. What it tells us, the opponents were faced in different stages of their careers. That is stating the obvious, but AJ, the better offensive fighter, I think it tells us, and Tyson Fury, perhaps the more defensively sound fighter, although he's been floored multiple times outside the common opponents. More times than Anthony Joshua. Championship records: Fury, 6 title fights, 5 wins, 1 draw, no losses, 4 KOs. Joshua, 12 title fights, 9 wins, 3 losses, one of them losses avenged. He has more title fight knockouts than Fury has had title fights. AJ has the more television-friendly style, in my opinion. Now, the next two fights for Fury and AJ are key in the supremacy for the best British heavyweight of this era. It's still up for grabs as far as I'm concerned. Joshua takes on Ngannou on Friday. We're only dealing with common opponents here. Now, on May the 18th, when Fury takes on Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight championship, can Fury go one better than the 2 points losses that Anthony Joshua had to endure against the Ukraine? He would have beaten more common opponents, but a points loss, especially if AJ gets past Ngannou by stoppage, that would be impressive. But yo, 4-1 AJ, common opponents. Fury versus AJ, that's what they want. Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn. Ngannou, he's got other plans. There's been threats of knockouts from Dewey Cooper and Ngannou. I think they're trying to, without going too mad, because they've been respectful. They want AJ to know that this isn't the same Ngannou who fought Tyson Fury. Dewey said he's going to unleash the beast this time. Why didn't you unleash it last time against Tyson Fury? There are no dress rehearsals for either man, and I'm looking at it from a very cerebral angle, like Tyson Fury. All the people saying, oh, Tyson wasn't right and he wasn't prepared. Weren't you the same ones always talking about how Tyson is the greatest at making adjustments and stuff like that? So what would it matter if he didn't have no tape on Ngannou? He fought him in a boxing ring, not an octagon. 1 minute we're hearing how Fury can adapt to any style and adjust to this and adjust to any situation in the ring, and now, oh, he didn't have no tape to study. Nonsense. You go in there and you do what you have to do. And Fury was at the press conference and Ngannou had a lot to say. It started from yesterday. Fury apparently checked Ngannou about making comments about him being a coward, maybe because Francis didn't get an immediate rematch. Fury apparently checked him about it, and it continued into the press conference where Francis let Fury know that no, you can't fight me in the octagon. Did Fury say he could beat Francis in the ring or the octagon? Francis let him know.
Your only chance is in the ring, in the boxing ring with the boxing rules. When you step off of that ring, you better stay 5 meters away before I start your shit. Because if I lose it, you're gonna have a really bad time, my friend. So, respect the fact that boxing is protecting you, us, and the rules of boxing is protecting us. Because out of that, without that, you are nothing in front of me. I beat you every day, twice on Sunday.
I was reading what Tyson was saying from the press seats. Was he saying any time? In defense of Francis Ngannou, if Tyson Fury struggled to beat him in a boxing ring, an MMA cage or octagon ain't gonna go very well for Tyson Fury. But yo, I'd like to see it. AJ and Ngannou went face to face. Everyone says how big Ngannou was. He's got bigger arms than AJ, but he didn't look that much bigger than AJ. But they were fully clothed at the same time. Francis replied to the interviewer's question when he quoted Ben Davison saying that Francis will struggle to do 10 rounds. And Francis says, yes, I will. Everybody struggles to do 10. After 10, everybody's tired. So he's not fooling himself. And AJ, he said his destiny is already written and he can't wait to get in there. That he's trained hard. Nothing out of the ordinary. They faced off, they shook hands, and it was cordial. Ray Vargas is a tall featherweight, 5'7.5", 70-inch reach. They didn't have Nick Ball reach listed, but he's 5'2", and the height differential just had me wondering, how is Nick going to get to this guy here? You would think they're going to strategize to get at Vargas's body, surely, 70.5-inch reach for a featherweight is exceptional, isn't it? That's for the WBC featherweight title. Parker and ZHANG, they can't be too happy that the Saudis and Fury let it out the bag, that the winner out of AJ and Ngannou is set to face the winner out of Usyk and Fury. Parker and ZHANG will be thinking, well, we're just as worthy as well. Both of them will be thinking they're more worthy than Ngannou, who's had the one professional fight, although it was an exceptional outing for him that night, Ngannou. Parker and ZHANG went head to head, and Joe had that intense look in his eyes, man. He's got the eye of the tiger right now. feeling himself. This is going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good card. OTTO WALLIN returns to the ring with new management, Fighters First management. They've got Errol Spence on their roster. Is that who he's with? Since when? Wasn't he man down or whatever? So I assume OTTO has parted ways with Dimitri Salita. So I assume the broken hooter that AJ broke is mended. He was hoping that AJ beating Ngannou knocks him out because it would make him feel better that he obviously didn't lose to some muppet. And he believes if AJ comes out there aggressive and doesn't let Ngannou get confidence, he can get him out of there. And he also said that Parker will beat ZHANG in his opinion. He believes that Joyce was the perfect fight for ZHANG. And I'm kind of swaying that way too. And I'm not saying that ZHANG is cherry picking by any means, because he's not. But I do feel Joyce just suited his style. And his good performance against Hrgovic, well, Hrgovic hasn't really impressed as a pro, has he? So it's a tough one in boxing, isn't it? Because if ZHANG breezes past Parker, what were you all going to say? Oh yeah, well, Parker a couple of fights ago was stopped by Joyce. He's been beaten by Joshua. Arguably, he should have lost against Derek Chisora in the first fight. Dillian beat him. We're going to go to all that. It's kind of like if AJ breezes past Ngannou. It's only his second pro fight. Doesn't really tell us anything about Anthony Joshua. They did the same thing when AJ fought Wallin and brushed him aside. They forgot the issues that Wallin gave Tyson Fury. And they're going to do a similar thing if AJ brushes past Ngannou. They're going to forget that Ngannou had Fury on the floor and lost a controversial 10-round decision. Chateau Carrot Bride. Okay, so she's moved on from Jamie Moore and Grant Smith as her new trainer. She's informed us that the trilogy with Katie Taylor will not be happening. She says she was willing to take a huge purse reduction to make the fight happen, but Katie is taking a stay busy fight to avoid her. That's what Cameron said. So I don't know who Katie is fighting next. She avenged her first career loss against Cameron late last year in a very good fight. We'll see what Katie's next move is.
Barboza waiting in the wings, and they also have Shakur Stevens, who said he'll step in and fight Haney. So, I mean, this is crazy, man.
Man, I don't want to see Shakur after that.
I don't want to see Shakur in Devon yet.
No, Shakur said he'll...
Yeah, Shakur needs to go out there, straighten out the Edwin DeSantis fight, and show us that you could put in a Ray Ford type performance, a Hagler, an old school performance. Give us some old school shit, and then come back and talk about big fights.
Cam did some on his show talking about he don't want to see Shakur no time soon when Bill Haney was up there.
That was the reaction on last night's hangout to the news that Shakur wants to volunteer to replace Ryan Garcia if he can't make April the 20th. Maybe people feel different, but we didn't get a very positive response. Not from me, not from Chris Caban, not from Lady Chan. I think Bruce was suggesting that it would be a bigger name than Barbosa. And yeah, a lot of people are skeptical about Ryan though. I don't know. I don't want to go into the story no more because there's a lot of stuff coming out that I just don't want to discuss. They're saying Canelo left the PBC to become a free agent, but he's going back over to make this Jaime Munguia fight. So does he go as a free agent, or are they going to continue with the original free fight deal? Jaime Munguia is the likely opponent, and Guillermo Brito, operational director from Zanfa Promotions, who co-promote Jaime, are saying that the fight could be on 2 networks. It could be on the PBC, Amazon Prime I should say, and DAZN. Makes good sense. Hopefully it's the same arrangement that they had with Tank and Ran, and over here in Blighty, we'll get it as part of our subscription, and it's all good. You guys across the pond are digging in pockets. Floyd Mayweather urges Crawford to take on David Benavidez. I heard somewhere he said the winner can take on Canelo. Well, let's chop it up. Crawford must be assessing some risk of moving up to 168. For the reward and the scalp of Canelo, he'd probably try it. With David Benavidez, purse is not likely to be as lucrative. It's not for any belt, it's an eliminator, and Crawford is trying to use his undisputed status to get him some leverage in these fights, just go straight into a Canelo fight. Also, Crawford probably doesn't like the 6'2", Benavidez leverage and reach advantages, rehydration. He's likely to be way bigger and heavier than Canelo would be by the time they get in the ring. Crawford and Bomac have probably weighed it up. Crawford's the same height as Canelo, probably got longer arms. And they're strategizing a fight against Canelo around their measurements. And also there's no guarantee that Crawford would get the Canelo fight if he was to beat Benavidez. Floyd, he's trolling. He knows Crawford ain't going to take that fight. A little too risky, too little reward for Crawford. But, you know, if he was to beat the likes of Canelo and become a super middleweight champion, he would have to take on the likes of Benavidez. But isn't Benavidez moving up to 175 anyway? So why is Floyd calling for that if Benavidez is going to fight Vodzik in an eliminator for the winner of Bivol versus Beterbiev? Floyd having fun trolling, I feel.